environment, and the market perceptions and the capacity for UWRTI to deliver quality training. Under the World Bank project, we are going to revise our curriculum to put us to the right footing. We are encouraging collaboration between training institutions and development partners to bridge the gap and support wildlife research. Before COVID-19 set in here, we had already sent one of our staff to Kent State University to go and see what is there and be trained such that when he comes back, can transfer the knowledge to our other staff. But because of COVID-19, that was hampered. But we know this is for a short time. In the near future possible, we are going to run as we used to run. We are designing and conducting short course in service training and special courses tailored to the particular needs of the sector. So, dear invited guests, specifically the chairman LSU5, you have to take interest in this. Requests. We urge your political leadership to fast track the staff restructuring process of this institute to overcome the human resource challenges. We ask you to prioritize the institute for adequate funding and giving the institute a vote status for effective planning and management. It is our plea to government to contribute to capacity development of our staff, which can be an investment for the future. I appeal to the heads of institutions, agencies, NGOs, and private sector to continue taking a leading role in providing gainful employment to the graduates of this institution. I once again wish to thank you all for attending this virtual graduation ceremony and all those following us online, and wish the graduates a prosperous future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our dear principal, for your communication, very detailed, and it provides an insight into our history, where we have come from, where we have reached, and then we can easily project where we are going. Thank you very much for being detailed and giving us the direction of this wonderful college. This is a virtual graduation, but we have several platforms that provide the ground for people who are not here to keep following what is happening here. And for some of us who can text a message to our colleagues outside there, we are live on YouTube, and that is at UWRTI. And then we are also live via Zoom, and the ID has been sent to the
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister, Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, and your staff you came with from the headquarters, the members of the Governing Council of the Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute that are here, the principal of and your staff who are here, the district chairperson, Kasese, you're most welcome and we recognize you. Religious leaders who are here, you're most honored and we are glad to be with you. The mayor of Katwe Kabatoro, you gave a very brilliant speech, recognize you. And the security personnel, DPC, and I'm told we have a member of parliament, honorable member of parliament, you are most welcome, sir. The representative of the executive director of Uganda Wildlife Authority, the chief warden of Queen Elizabeth National Park, and your team, you're most welcome. It gives me a lot of pleasure, and I apologize I don't have a written speech. Because of the timing, I couldn't manage to do it. But it gives me a lot of pleasure to be here with you as we celebrate the success of our graduates that have painstakingly gone through the odorous process of attaining their academic qualifications. It's really, really a big achievement, and I'd like to thank Honorable Minister, and also through you, thank the government of Uganda, the NRM government, for enabling this to take place. It is a very, very important undertaking in the development of our country. Let me take you back and remind you that in 1992, heads of state convened in one of the cities in South America, Rio, and they talked about the need to have sustainable development because the development was seen to destroy the natural resource base. And yet, in order to make sure that we survive on this planet, the development should not destroy the natural resources. And that's what they called the sustainable development. And they came out with a declaration that commits all nations, Uganda being one of them, that we should promote sustainable development. And they gave each country a task to make sure that you go and do the following, and so that we can achieve sustainable development. Some countries did it, some others didn't do it. Uganda has been doing it. And one of the things that those nations agreed to do was to build the capacity of people of those nations to make sure that we achieve sustainable development. So what we are doing here is an important human calling to build the capacity of Ugandans to be able to live within our limits of the natural resources, of our environment. The mayor raised very important points, and before he read the speech, I had whispered to him that Lake Munyanyange is going to die because the development that we're having, which is really good, is going to destroy the lake. It is like killing a goose that lays the golden eggs. Will you be able to have the golden eggs? The answer is no. So we have to be very careful. We have to be mindful of our activities in order to make sure that we take consideration of the earth, which is our home. So to see this graduation is not just a ceremony. It goes deeper to build the capacity of Ugandans to be able to live within the environment. And I want to really request you to take it very seriously, and once again thank the government through the minister for enabling us to be able to achieve this. And it gives me pleasure as the chairman of the governing council to see that this institute is alive and ticking. It really does. And I want, through you, Honorable Minister, to thank the principal and his staff. When you appointed us as members of the governing council, the most important thing that my council has decided to do was to build trust and respect between us as a governing council and the management of the institute. And this has created a good governance environment. We tolerate each other, we respect each other, we give guidance to each other. And on this note, I really would like to thank Dr. Kankwasa as a member of the governing council. He's now my boss because he's a permanent secretary. So, but when I become the chair, I become his boss. So we respect each other, and he has been very, very instrumental in making sure that he builds a good synergy between the ministry and the governing council that is translated through the activities that are taking place on the institute. So I thank him very much, and I thank the minister for having identified this person to make sure that he's part of our team. So today is the 10th graduation of the institute in terms of awarding certificates. But it comes on the heel of when the challenges, the environmental challenges, are really becoming very serious. And one of them is that you can see we are putting on masks. Last year we were not putting on masks. And it shows, again, there is something wrong with our environment. So it requires us to really become more wiser and more tactical in making sure that we manage our environment. Some of the pathogens that are supposed to be out there, because we are following them, they have come and started attacking us. So we need to be very careful. The oxygen that we've been breathing, taking for granted, is now no longer being taken for granted. So gentlemen and ladies, this is not going to be business as usual. It requires to change. And I know we have got graduates out there who are not able to be with us. I challenge you and those parents that are listening in to please don't take this as just a matter of getting certificates into your rooms, but it's a way of building your capacity to think, to be able to challenge some of the things that you've been doing, your beliefs and your practices as we take responsibility of caring for the environment. There is increasing human-wildlife conflicts. I thank UWRTI for the efforts you are doing to reduce this, but it requires not only UWRTI, but everyone who is outside, even UWRTI. There is a global warming. Our rivers are flooding even when it is not raining. What a contradiction. Because the snow, which sits on top of the Rwenzori Mountains, from which the Bakonzo drive their strong identity, the Inzururu people, it is melting. So we're going to change your name. You are no longer to be the Banyarwenzururu. I don't know what you're going to be called. So these are things that require our personal commitment to change our attitudes and personal attitudes and practices that we do. If you've been busy chopping trees, think about busy planting some trees at least, so that we can be able to have a sustainable development within our country. I don't want to take a lot of your time, Honorable Minister. I want to thank you so much for your time. We can't take this for granted for you to come and be with us. And I would like to really assure you that the job you gave us, we are doing it so well. And I know that we have finished our first term, and I trust, Honorable Minister, you'll consider giving us a second term so that we can be able to really streamline this, something that we passionately believe we are doing a good job for. But in case you don't, we really wish this institute a very, very, very successful career, because you are doing a fantastic job. Very, very fantastic. I thank you so much for God and my country.
Wow, thank you very much, Dr. Arthur. As a member of staff who has stayed here for quite a good number of years, I also want to say that as members of staff outside there, you are foot soldiers. We really feel the work that this GC has done to this institution. Very many things have changed that are defining the direction of this institution, and we are very hopeful that we are taking the right direction and the future will be better for us and our children. Allow me to recognize the presence of the team from the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. We have the Principal Public Relations Officer, Madame Eunice. Thank you very much for coming. We have the P8, the Honorable Minister, that is Madame Caroline. Thanks for coming. We have the Senior Secretary, the Honorable Minister, Majorine. Thanks for coming. And these are members of our family, but they operate in a different place, but we complement each other to move the work of the ministry and the Ugandans who gave us the responsibility forward. I also want to welcome Mr. Muhindo Tadeo. Mr. Muhindo Tadeo is a regular visitor because he stays in here. I think he's the person who reach more often, and he has been really, he gives us serious motivation as staff. Whenever you meet him, he tells you people, the future is good, keep on, and we thank you very much for your courageous words. They keep us moving as individuals and as a team. I also want to thank the media fraternity for being with us. We are grateful. We cannot do without you in this virtual graduation. Thanks for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the academic registrar to perform his responsibility of presenting our graduates for different awards. Mr. Tumsime Bernard, you are welcome to perform your responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Our chief guest, the Minister, Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, the Permanent Secretary, and the staff from the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, the Chairperson, Governing Council, Principal, and members of staff present, LC5, Kasese District, our Mayor, Katweka Batoro, all invited guests, parents, graduates present here, and those watching us via the media. The chief guest, my Lord, is present to you, the graduates who completed in 2019 and 2020. We have a few of them who are present here, who will come in and stand in for their colleagues, while others are watching us via the media. Graduates here, now that you are representing your colleagues, when I'm reading the names of those graduates who belong to your programs, you will come. You will come and stand here, remove your cap, and wait for the chief guest to confer to you the award. After you have received the award, you can then put on your cap. Okay? You don't need to necessarily wait for your name. Once I've started reading the names of those graduates belonging to your program, you come here. Okay? Mr. Guest of honor, sir, with much pleasure, I take the honor to present to you graduates who have attended and successfully completed their training and satisfied the requirements for the award of Certificate in Wildlife and Natural Resource Management in 2019 and 2020. Bwambare, UWRTI, a representative from CWM, you come. remove your cap and remain standing there. Chimbwembwe Charles. Okay. You first, the guest of honor. Kure Simon. Chamkama Latif. Musinguzi Macnon. Obwaja Moses. Ebu David. Hope Martha. Mugabe Gilbert. And Oporot John Peter.
By the authority of the institute entrusted to me, I congratulate all those whose names have been read for the certificate in wildlife and natural resource management.
Congratulations and celebrations.
That's enough. That's enough. Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, with much pleasure, I take this honor to present to you graduates who have attended and successfully completed their training and satisfied the requirements for the award of Certificate in Wildlife Tourism Management in 2019 and 2020. Achara Aran, Harizra Susan, Asimwe Dora, Baruku Jayas, Busovoz Richard, Busur Says, Wambare John Baptist, Karema Ronald, Kamahunde Priva, Karohanga Vincent, Karunji Shakira, Kavuma Fishare, Kina Mura Ronald, Kovsinje Annette, Chomujisha Caroline, Choshavere Aris wa Bisumura, Mpaji Faib, Masereka Paul, Muhindo Agaton, Muhindo Esther, Muhez Rogers, Odongo Emmanuel, Ojong Moses, Okero Jasper, Opige Carvin, Oruka Augustine, Todd Sam, Tumushabe Fausta, Tusime Winfred, Arere Solomon, Arinitwe Foster, Aryampa Benjamin, Atkunda Vayora, Businge Shivan, Bwambare Ben Haddad, Bwambare Jonika, Egwa Caesar, Kabuo Joseline, Kemijisha Oliver, Komuhimbo Edis, Nakabugomerap, Ndianabo Ireta Morris, Nimusima Hadija, Nsubuga Saul, Obich Daniel, Ochakuria Stephen, Ochen Brian, Sasrabo Ronald, and Tayanga Collins.
By the authority of the institute entrusted to me, I congratulate all those whose names have been read for certificate in wildlife tourism management.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations. congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to
Okay. Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, with much pleasure, I take the honor to present to you the graduates who have attended and successfully completed their training and satisfied the requirements for the award of Diploma in Wildlife and Natural Resource Management in 2019 and 2020. Ahebwa Richard, Aridria Adeku Baziru, Amuge Faib Nora, Ekwe Nico, Kajerensoni Innocent, Kasirin Juruk, Kure Gordon, Muchungus Benjamin, Mukisa Emmanuel, Mutuza Onesimus, Muzinya Thomas, Nakanwaji Robinson, na Sasra Pison, na Tumanya Ramuze, Intanda Chizito, Obwaja Isaac, Okero Joseph, Orara Jonathan, Rukundo Carvin, Safari Fred, Sembo Johnson Puruka, Sembo Merad, Torit Samuel, Tumwesge Benedicto, Tuinamasko Simon. Ariko Dennis, Ampiro Angelas, Chris Mongore Kaseke, Kamara Richard, Masereka Moses, Mugango Roman, Mutahiga Jen, Nakarema Sara, Nanjira Brenda, Nuwagaba Mansur, Onyango Jerry, Tivara Joffrey, and Turyamureva Norman.
By the authority of the institute entrusted to me, I confer to all those whose names have been read a diploma in wildlife natural resource management. Congratulations.
congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that I could be happy and contented?
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, with much pleasure, I take the honor to present to you the graduates who have attended and successfully completed their training and satisfied the requirements for the award of a diploma in wildlife tourism management in 2019 and 2020. Ahimbise Praise, Arinda Milton, Amanya Davis, Ampire Rachel, Wambare Paul, Wambare Ronald, Bwenje Wenceslas, Biamugisha Hirare, Epian Daniel, Humura Winfred, Kato David, Jumuri Akram, Masereka Randas, Matege Joseph, Mugisha Abraham, Ahereza Ronald, Muhindo Royce, Muhwezi Savriano, Muramuzi Dedan, Musime Weren, Mutimba Hamza, Muzahura Davinia, Mwiseneza Aran, Narwanda Hanifa, Namanya Donas, Naoya Fauza, Nshimimana Fred, Nwagaba Martin, Odongo Christopher, Opio Paul, Ruchiri Perez, Simwanga Jokonas, Tabarka Willis Robinson, Sembo Philip, Sembo Peter, Tumusime Joab, tusabe Sandra, Wambare Ronald, Muhereza Habib, Abote Grace, Adeke Sara, Amaro Mariam Grace, Waguma Anselm, Wambare Godfrey, Edrisa Rashid, Enyangu Nelson, Eliot Scovia, Kabuo Christine, Kamregeya John, Kanyiginya Patricia, Chiza Sylvia, Muchirania Bridget, Mugarura Bashir, Mugarura Paul, Muwez Jonathan, Nabiryo Rashim, Namkura Rachel, Night Veronica, Nuwasa Sara Sharon, Nyakahuma Aruna, Nyombi Sad, Orit Safik, Sempaka Solomon, Tumwesije Nicholas. On a sad note, Simire Cosmans died, so he's getting this award in posthumous. I request that we take 1 hour in silence and we pray for his soul. In the name of Jesus Christ, we've prayed. Sime Cosmas and Tuinobramu Alex.
By the authority of the institute entrusted to me, I confer to all those whose names have been read a diploma in wildlife tourism management. Congratulations.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy and
Thank you very much, guest of honor, for the work well done. So far, you have conferred awards to 181. Now they are graduates, and we thank you for that job well done. But again, allow me present to you those graduates that have completed with outstanding performance. Now, when I read your name, you will come here and receive your award. Okay. Chimbemwe Charles completed with a distinction for certificate in wildlife natural resource management. So come here for your word of recognition.
congratulations. When I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that I could be happy and contented? I used to think that happiness hadn't been invented, but that was in the bad old days before I met you. When I let you walk into my heart. Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. I was afraid that maybe you thought you were above me, that I was only fooling myself to think you'd love me, but then
Okay,
tonight
thank
you
you.
said you couldn't.
Thank you. Harizra Susan also completed with a distinction in certificate in wildlife tourism management.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be.
Sembo Johnson Puruka also completed with a distinction in diploma in wildlife and natural resource management. A colleague can come and stand in for him.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that
Safar Fred also completed with a distinction in a diploma in wildlife and natural resource management.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be.
Catherine Jiruk equally completed with a distinction in wildlife and natural resource management.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be.
Nakare Masara, now you come for yours. She also completed with a distinction in a diploma in natural resource, diploma in wildlife and natural resource management.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy.
Enyango Nelson also excelled with a distinction in a diploma in wildlife and natural resource management. Diploma in wildlife and tourism management.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy.
Mr. Guest of Honor, I submit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Academic Registrar, for performing your work, your responsibility, and presenting us a team of conservationists. And we are really very grateful for those who have excelled. Amidst us, the District Education Officer, Kasese. Sir, you are welcome. And thanks for steering the education activities in the district. Mr. Izuma Potias. We work with him closely. And I want to say, as a head of department tourism, that these days doing work in Queen Elizabeth, it is our home. It's just a phone call away, and a ranger will be provided to you, and you'll go and do a practical or do an activity. And so we thank your administration for giving us an opportunity to do hands-on training and in a protected area. We cannot take it for granted. I know it comes with passion and commitment. We thank you very much and the entire family of UWA. Honorable Minister, allow me to invite you to give your speech. Thank you.
The chairman of the council, Dr. Arthur Mugisha, the chairperson of Kasese District Local Government, the chairman of Katwe Kavatoro LOC3, the honorable members of parliament, the director, Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, representing the permanent secretary, the principal of the institute, the chief game warden of this area, the district police commander, the Reverend Father, members of staff from the Ministry of Tourism, members of the council, of course, those went with the chairman, the institute staff, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to congratulate all the graduates today upon successfully completing your respective courses. The awards bestowed on you today signify the start of a journey to seek for knowledge and serve your country diligently in the respective disciplines so that you can contribute to the national economic development. And I welcome all those who are viewing and listening. In a special way, I want to thank all the parents and guardians for fulfilling their responsibility, their role of providing education to the children that have today managed to graduate, COVID-19 notwithstanding. This is the only legacy you can leave behind and be remembered for. That's very important. Even if the parents will not be there in the long future, not near future, long future, they will know that you did pay and they went through a respected institute like the Institute of research and training in the town council of Katwe Kavatoro in the district of Kasese, when the chairman was also there, isn't it? I wish to thank the Institute Governing Council and management for working tirelessly to impart knowledge and skills to the graduates to be able to achieve their dreams. As you may be aware, Uganda is exceptionally endowed with rich diversity and abundance of natural resources, including wildlife, with about 54% of the world's remaining population of mountain gorillas, 11% of the world's recorded species of birds, constituting 50% bird species richness. Uganda has 7.8% of the global mammal diversity, constituting 39% of Africa's mammal richness. Uganda also has 19% of Africa's amphibian species richness and 14% of Africa's reptile species richness, and 1,249 recorded species of butterflies and 600 species of fish. So you can imagine such a country. It's just rare, isn't it? That such a country should be endowed with so much. This endowment makes Uganda a top eco-tourism destination. Indeed, tourism has now become the leading foreign exchange earner for Uganda, generating in excess dollars 1.6 billion in foreign exchange earnings annually. Tourism that is largely based on natural resources accounts for 23.5% of Uganda's total exports and contributes 1.173 million jobs to employment in Uganda and 8% of the total employment. 8% of the total employment. Uganda Wildlife Authority alone employs over 2,500 people. Uganda Wildlife Authority alone. The need to conserve our natural resources, therefore, cannot be overemphasized. And we need the wildlife not only for tourism, but ecological and social ecosystem services. Conservation of our natural endowment is a fundamental pillar in sustainable transformation of Uganda. We, however, cannot harness these resources without requisite human capital of appropriate skills and attitude. We cannot sustainably develop our resources without robust research to inform management decisions and policy development. There is no point of doing research if you are going to put it under the table in a lock, and keep it. That's not research, because we don't know, isn't it? And for what purpose? Research must be used to inform management decisions and policy development, isn't it? And that's why transformation of this institute into a self-sustaining Center of Excellence for Wildlife Research and Training is a government priority under the Uganda Wildlife Policy 2014 and the National Development Plan 3. I think we are clear about this. To achieve this, government came up with a law to expand the mandate of this institute to include applied research. The Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute Act number 17 of 2016 is duly enacted into law. And I call upon all of you, our stakeholders, to support the incubation and development of this very, very important institution. A feasibility study has been concluded to guide government of what kind of research and what form of infrastructure should be prioritized. The institute is going to acquire infrastructure, equipment, and human resource capacity development. Infrastructure was in the statement of the principal when he was giving his statement. He talked about infrastructure, and this is partially the answer, isn't it? And of course, capacity development. The Ministry of Tourism has secured funds, and this was also in the statement of the principal, from the World Bank to the tune of $4.5 million to kickstart infrastructure development here for the institute as part of the government effort to transform the institute into a center of excellence for wildlife research and training. We have identified and agreed to collaboratively work with a number of prominent universities from within and abroad, and we have developed and signed a number of memoranda of understanding. And I want to thank the Governing Council, management for a job well done, challenges not, of course, withstanding. We believe that once the research arm is fully functional and the training wing upgraded, this institute will meaningfully contribute to the finding solutions to complex conservation challenges of the day, including human-wildlife interactions, proliferation of invasive species, sustainable utilization of species, ecological tourism, product diversification and enhancement, among others. To those that have just graduated, I'm hopeful that the courses you went through have prepared you to make a contribution to the development of tourism and conservation industry. I request, advise you that don't take the qualifications you have attained as an end in themselves, but rather the beginning of your professional career. And please use the acquired skills to start initiatives that create employment and add value to tourism value chain. I will not say much, but if you cannot get a job automatically, is it? 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 1 month, 2 months after graduation, don't give up, isn't it? Don't give up. You may start a small kiosk, isn't it? related to tourism somehow, isn't it? And you can mint more than one who is necessarily employed. You know what I'm talking about. Of course, various employment opportunities exist in government agencies, civil society organizations, and private sector, but these are never enough. They are never enough. And I challenge you to be innovative so that the practical skills you have acquired here can create employment instead of employment seeking. And I call upon you, our own Uganda Wildlife Authority, Uganda Wildlife Education Conservation Center, especially Uganda Wildlife Authority, and other institutions and conservation partners to make use of your acquired skills by employing these people. I will not give orders, but I will also give advice, isn't it? That if I was a recruiting officer of Uganda Wildlife Authority, isn't it? And I had a choice to make between a graduate of Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute, isn't it? And any other. I would first take this one because that is a sister institute. I'm not saying that you should regard, if it is an interview, I'm not saying that you should regard the score, isn't it? If it is an interview and one has 75, he's from another institute, and Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute has 40, isn't it? I'm not saying that you take the one of 40 and you leave out the one of 78, but opportunity really should be given to our graduates from this place. When UWA is recruiting, and when Uganda Wildlife Education Conservation Center in Entebbe is also recruiting. Remember that we have an institute here, isn't it? Within our sector, which trains people that you require in wildlife and conservation in Entebbe. We had an opportunity this morning to visit and lay the foundation stone for the institute here. I want to thank Uganda Wildlife Authority, isn't it, who worked in a collaboration with the institute here and made available, isn't it, the 30 acres of land in-house, isn't it? In-house. These are birds of the same feather sharing their resources, isn't it? So I'm really happy that that went easily. And now we have an institute with 30 acres and maybe more for development. And I look forward to one day coming here to visit this center of excellence. I can visit, then go a little bit beyond there to buy salt. To buy salt. I always come here to buy salt every 3 months. So you buy salt, you come here, look at the institute, and then continue. So I really look forward to when this institute will have all the infrastructure, the buildings, the what, so that the people of Uganda can enjoy, do their research and study and training here when it is completely well done. And some of the issues which the principal raised, we will have to discuss them when we go back to Kampala. And some of the issues which were raised by the chairperson LSC3, Katwe Kavatoro. I've also asked him to find time to come over so that we can have a go, isn't it? And see how we can work together so that this institute is comfortable here. So that the environment is friendly, isn't it? So that there is collaboration. Because the institute will not work in a hostile environment, isn't it? And Katwe Kavatoro is very lucky because you're going to have a huge institute here with a lot of people employed. So the amount of fish, isn't it? Fish alone will become very expensive in this area because there will be very many people who want to eat that fish. And the traffic, of course, coming here and going back to either Katunguru or the other side going to Korongo, isn't it? Will definitely be heavy traffic, isn't it? So obviously, where there is such an institute, where there is such an infrastructure, people will come. And once again, I wish to thank you, the chair of the council, for managing to keep this institute in place. I want to thank the principal of the institute, Mr. Baruku, and I want to officially extend my condolences to Robert Baruku, who lost his father. So my condolences. Of course, may the soul of that old man rest in eternal peace. But we shall be with you, both in spirit and physically, if we can. I want to thank the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Kankwasa, thank you for coming, and representing the ministry with a big number of people from the ministry headquarters. And I thank you, the committee which prepared this graduation, the ambience, isn't it? A bit hot, but there you are, isn't it? It's part of Kasese. If you know Kasese, then you know. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our team leader, our honorable minister, for your communication. You have raised serious issues. There is one just I wanted to comment on, the issue of our graduates surviving outside there, even those who are not formally employed by agencies and other departments. I want to inform you, honorable minister, that we have a substantial number of our students who are operating successful tour companies. It is on record. There are those who are now having 20 and plus vehicles, and luckily enough, they have taken on their colleagues and they are working together with them. We have a substantial number of students who are successful birders, formally, and those who are doing freelance birding, and they are making a living, and so outside there, there is a hope that these people have acquired skills which can make them survive. I want to thank members of staff for activities. I thank you very much for the work you did to have this function in the state it is. I want to thank Reverend Father Sandy for being with us and for accepting to come and grace this occasion, and everyone who has made a contribution to this function up to where we have reached. We are almost coming to the end of the function. And before I invite the Honorable Minister to dissolve this congregation, I want to say that all these speakers have given motivation to our graduates. Outside there, I'm seeing messages flowing, people are following. Let us utilize the skills, formally and informally, to make a living and sustain biodiversity conservation in our country. We shall all survive and make a living if we manage these resources sustainably. After the ministers' item, I will request the graduates, the 4, to come over. We shall try to keep some bit of social distance, and you have a photo to put on record with the chief guest. And then, and the rest of the people here. And then after that, we have lunch. We have lunch at Forest Hog for the invited guests. And then the graduates will have lunch at Good Times immediately after this function. So after the minister's item, I will give back the mic to Reverend Father to give us a closing prayer. And then after that, we shall have the anthems, and we shall be good to move on for lunch and disperse. I thank everyone, and I wish you safe journeys. People who are traveling back to Kampala and other distant places, we shall pray that you reach safely. Those who are staying around, let's go back to day-to-day activities for God and my country. I am Murhura Habat. I'm a principal instructor, and I head the Department of Tourism, and I was a member of the organizing committee. So allow me invite the minister to perform his responsibility, and then we shall have a closing prayer, and after the anthems, we shall be good to move on. Thank you.
By the authority of the institute entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation for the 10th graduation ceremony of Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute held 27th August 2021.
We can rise and have the final blessing. God, our loving Father, you are so wonderful and mercy. You are merciful to us, we your children. We thank you once again for the gift of life, for the gift of our country, our leaders, the president, the minister, our local leaders, the LOC5, the mayor, our leaders in this institution. God our Father, we thank you for everything. We have come to the close of this function. We kindly request you for journey mercies of our visitors coming from afar and those around. We continue asking you for safety of our lives, especially during this pandemic.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Uganda Wildlife Training Institute, forward we move, building for conservation, providing research and training all Ugandans in wildlife conserving and sustainability. Uganda Wildlife Training Institute, you shall promote human resource development, professionalism in information acquiring for wildlife protection and heritage uphold. Uganda Wildlife Training Institute, leading in sustaining wildlife resources, building a framework for information sharing to manage wildlife resources for nature's pride. Uganda Wildlife Training Institute, may God uphold thee to fulfill your vision, your mission goals, and your mandate to prevail in training your nation for better world to come.
Thank you.
Indeed, thank you. The graduates, we can advance here, have a photo, and then we shall have, I request that we allow the Honorable Minister move faster, and then we shall follow so that we don't cause congestion.
We kiss goodnight and we turn out the lights. We lay side by side in the dark, and we're waiting for sleep or a spark. But the night's on the run and the spark does not come, and we quietly worry and wonder, and the silence is louder than thunder, and it rings with the sound of goodbye. It rings with the sound of goodbye. I can't even tell you just why. It may be the truth or it may be a lie, but it sounds like the sound of goodbye. We can talk of the weather, we can talk of the news, we can talk of the talk of the town. There's another true love going down. We can talk about promises, talk about lies, but there's no use in pointing our fingers, and the sound of our love still lingers, but it rings with the sound of goodbye. It rings with the sound of goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.
I can't even tell.
Thank you, everyone. And the minister and the team. Graduation space. We can have some interlude. Thank you.
Over your shoulder, and it ticks and it ticks and it ticks and it ticks.